Hello and welcome to our full body workout. We're going to start off by having one foot out. We're in our high kneeling position and we're going to go into some crunches. So hands behind our head, leaning away from the leg that's out to the side. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can just stay kneeling with both knees. You don't have to have that leg out straight. So trying to go down as far as you can. I like to think about trying to get my ribs down to my hips, so a side crunching. We're engaging our belly here. Now we're going to twist down. So side crunch, twist down to the ground, and then back up. Engaging our belly, trying not to let the hips sink back as we twist down. So we want to keep a nice open hip while we're doing this and a straight leg. That's it. Good job. Alright, so now we're going to get ready to pop our hands down. So one hand on the ground, other one on our hip, and we're going to lift and lower through that leg that's out straight. So keeping it straight, lifting up, trying not to shift around too much, just moving the leg up and down. Now we're going to bend and extend that leg, keeping it up the whole time if we can. So trying to hold that position, bend and straighten through the knee. Alright, now we're going to pulse at that top range, keeping the leg out straight. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Trying to hold that position as best you can. And lower. Have a little rest there, and then we're going to go straight back into another round. So lift and lower through that straight leg. Pointing our toes, squeezing our quad muscles. And now we're going to bend and straighten through the knee while the leg is lifted up into the air. Remember, engaging through our bellies, nice and strong through that arm that's on the ground. And now we're going to pulse, little pulses, holding it up. Your leg's going to feel especially heavy after those rounds, but just trying to not let it drop too much each time. And resting there. Give those hips a little break. And now we're going to go on to the other side. So we're going to go back up into our side crunches to start off with. So hands either like holding onto your head, or I have my fingertips just behind my ears. Thinking elbows out to the side, nice open chest. Crunching down, so trying to get the elbow down towards the ground. And then squeezing all the belly muscles to come back up each time. And we're going to add our twist in now. So side crunch, twisting down to the ground, back up. Crunch, twist, back to front, all the way up. That's it. Good job. Alright, we're going to get ready on our next one to pop that hand down onto the ground, adjust if you need to, and we're going to lift and lower that straight leg. Engaging through our deep core muscles, trying not to shift around too much, so just letting that leg do the work, not the body. Now we're going to bend and straighten through that knee, keeping the leg lifted the whole time. And pulses at that top range now. That's it, little lift and lowers. Focusing on your breathing. Have a rest there. And then we're going to go straight into another round of those. So lift and lower with your straight leg. And now bend and extend through the leg that's lifted. Trying to keep it in the same place. Don't mind me just fighting off flies. And pulses at that top range. Nearly there. And resting. Give those hips a little bit of a rest. And now we're going to go onto our hands and knees for our lift and lowers. So that hover position. Lift the knees off, not too far. So to make it extra hard, you can only lift like a centimetre or two. Pressing evenly through your hands and your feet. And we're going to hold there. So find that position that you can hold in the same place. Focusing on that breathing and have a rest. Back into our lift and lowers. So it's mainly just pressing up through the feet to lift the knees off, not curling through the spine. And holding. Focus on the breathing and having a rest there. Alright, straight into round 3 of these lift and lower. Doesn't have to be very big lifts. And holding, breathing, and relax. I'm sure those legs are on fire. Next, we're going to go into a downward dog, out to a plank. Press into that downward dog. You can drop the heels down for that added calf stretch if you wish. And now from here, we're going to lift and lower one leg at a time. So just get all comfy. Trying to keep the leg as straight as possible. And it's okay if it's bent, if you don't have that mobility. That's what we're going to work towards. So pressing strong through your hands. We're lifting and lowering with one leg. And now we're going to stay up that top range, bend and extend. Trying to keep it up there as much as you can. Trying not to hold our breath while we're in this position as well. And resting straight into the other side. So lift and lower with the straight leg first. Nice long line from our hands all the way to our pelvis. We're going into our bend and straighten with that knee in that top range. Trying to keep the other leg as straight as you can as well. I know it's hard. And resting there. Now we're going to do some push-ups. These are called polar bear push-ups. That's it. So you're going to try to get the head down towards the ground. So you're in that downward dog position. Bend, extend. You just go to where you feel comfortable. Otherwise you can drop down onto your knees if you need to. And resting. It was so hot. I had sweat in my eye. Have a little break. And now we're going to go laying on our side for a side lying series. You can either be up on your forearm or like I am, resting my head on my hand. And we're going to open and close our leg with the knee bent. Even though we're laying on our side, we're engaging through our belly. I like to put my hand on my hip just so I can have more of a tactile cue of opening and closing using those hip muscles. Now for our next one, we're going to straighten our leg, but you can stay with the bent knee if you need to. Alright, we're going to straighten out now, lifting and lowering. So trying to keep the hips in line with you and try not to swing the leg either back or forward, just up to the ceiling, coming back down. Nice work, we're nearly there for these ones. Have a little rest, and we're going to go into rainbows. So you might need to adjust your hands like I did to have that support. And we're drawing the arch of a rainbow. So my leg's actually going to come forward on this one, squeezing the glutes, opening the hips to move the leg back. So if you can visualize drawing the arch of a rainbow, that'll help a lot more with your positioning of your leg and where you need to move it to. We really need to engage our belly here so we aren't rocking around everywhere. Have a breath. And now we're going to do side crunches essentially. So trying to touch that ankle, arm goes overhead. That's it. So opening up through the waist, squeezing, touching the toes. Or touching towards the toes, I should say, depending on your flexibility. Open and close, crunching, breathing out as we crunch up. Breathe in as the arm and legs go away from each other. And resting, that's that side done. So we're going to change the other side. You can roll over, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm changing sides. And we're starting with our bent knees. So open and close, engaging through our belly. Keeping the shape of the leg the whole time. So try not to let either the foot or the knee come up first. They're going to stay in line and you're going to open and close. Alright, we're nearly there. For our next one, we're going to go straight leg up and down. Same thing again, trying to keep it in that same position and just go up to the ceiling rather than the leg swinging forward or swinging backwards. Up and down. I like to point my toes, squeeze my quad muscles for that nice long line from my hip joint all the way down to my big toes. Alright, have a breath and we're going to go into our rainbows. So up and over, drawing the arch of a rainbow. Engaging the belly. Nice long leg. That's it, resting there. Now we're going to do our ankle taps. So you can either be on the forearm like I was on the other side, or arms out straight like this, like I am. It's whatever feels most comfortable for you and where you can get that contraction of the waist. So trying to get that arm and leg to meet in the middle as we crunch up. So you're lifting up, squeezing, extending out and open. And resting there. Awesome work. We are all done for today. Bye.